This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. Welcome to DBL. It's Friday, May 15th. We're starting off strong, guys. I'm Tori. I'm in the studio with Erica. Erica, are you feeling well?
I am feeling good.
I'm feeling springy.
Yeah, well, I tried to do the whole spring thing. I thought that this was so crazy that it was cute.
I was almost going to get that dress from Rent the Runway too, but I thought I'd look like 8 months pregnant, and you don't. You look real pretty.
Girl,
real pretty. Jeff, I know you're super interested in this. You are working from home. How you doing, buddy?
Feeling good, Tori, feeling good. It's Friday, can't complain.
That's right. All right. Well, let's get an update on this weird Mary-Kate Olsen's emergency divorce filing thing. The request was denied. A state Supreme Court judge ruled it was, quote, not essential due to coronavirus. Mary-Kate originally filed for divorce from Olivier Sarkozy last month, but New York isn't accepting any divorce petitions because of the pandemic. Now, on the other hand, the state of New York, along with several other states, started issuing marriage licenses online so couples can still get married right now. So you can get married, but not divorced. So this has us asking, should you be able to get a divorce during a pandemic? Jeff, I don't know if you know, but I was super honest with the DBL Nation yesterday. I've always felt like really weird about their relationship and the way they don't seem to really like each other in those photos. How do you feel about getting a divorce in the pandemic and about these two?
I don't even understand. What is an emergency divorce? What is that all about? Just don't go your separate ways.
Yeah,
Deal with it later. I don't understand why you need emergency divorce right now. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it's a little odd. Eric, what do you think?
So word on the street is that this has been going on for a few years, and she just wants out because apparently they had a residence together that he terminated the lease on but didn't tell her. And so obviously this is getting more and more nasty. So she just wants to be done with it. I think a lot of people are in this situation right now, and they are separated but maybe living in the same home because finances, and we're in a pandemic. I think that if it's something imminent, like there's some sort of domestic violence, that's very important. But the idea of just getting your divorce over quickly, I mean, my divorce took, I think, about a year before everything went through. So I think that this is kind of par for the course.
Yeah, I think it's, they might have to go to separate wings of their very full house. She's on Full House. All right, moving on. Katy Perry showcases her growing baby bump and a whole lot more in a new video for her song Daisies. The singer does pose nude, but here's the part that we can show you actually on TV. Take a look.
They told me I was out there trying to let me go. Took those sticks and stones. I could build a house. You tell me that I'm crazy. Never let them change me. Cover me in daisies. Daisies.
Okay, thoughts? Jeffrey, we'll start with you. Thoughts on the song?
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people like to get on Katy Perry for various reasons, and that's their right to do so. I'm trying to, move away from all the criticism online and what people say. A lot of people take nude photos of themselves when they're pregnant, whether it be the wife naked and the man behind her with her shirt off. I know my brother and sister-in-law have this. We were thinking about doing this. So I don't think it's that uncommon. So for people to judge Katy Perry all the time, I think this is something that actually normal people do, minus, rolling around in the daisies.
I think Demi Moore did it really well on Vanity Fair, I believe, when she was pregnant holding her baby bump, and that started a whole industry. It's not that she's pregnant and sort of naked, Erica, but do you like the song?
I think the song's cute. I mean, it's cute as daisies. And here's the thing, when you're pregnant, that's only 9 months of your life. And for a lot of women, that's 9 months that they've looked forward to for as long as they can remember. So however you choose to memorialize that time in your life, that's on you, and I respect that.
I feel like I don't love the song, but then on the ride home, I'll be like, I'm pushing daisies, something daisies.
It's an earworm.
It's an earworm. I think I'm definitely gonna do that. All right, we all remember hating a certain food when we were young, and for singer Jill Scott, that food was spinach. But Jill had an abrupt change of heart after being invited over to Patti LaBelle's house for dinner. Watch this.
But Miss Patty has sauteed that spinach and garlic and olive oil the way it's supposed to be done. And it was so good, it changed my whole spinach life. Okay? So I sat there and I cried eating this food. I did not mean to start crying, but I couldn't help it. When I tell you, I had been eating whack spinach my whole life. I thought I hated it because the spinach was whack.
Whack spinach is my favorite way to describe anything. Jeff, you like foods I don't love, like the endive and the fennel. Can you stand up for those foods?
Oh, I love fennel. I think it's amazing. I think if you didn't like foods growing up, I think it's the way your parents prepared it. I think now there's so many different ways to prepare things. Like Brussels sprouts, I think it's got to be on everyone's top of their list. They're so delicious, and I think when you came up, they were just boiled, and they're like, eat your Brussels sprouts.
I totally know what you mean. Like, why did Brussels sprouts not have any salt on them for the last, 50 years, and all of a sudden they're like, pancetta, like ham, you know, it's so good, bacon. Erica, do you have a food that you never liked and now you do?
Yeah, you know, your taste buds develop, but first I just have to take a moment and say how much I love that we are talking about the Queen, Jill Scott,
she's
on
amazing.
Daily Blast Live. I mean, I just wanted to take a moment just to feel that
the
energy
vibes.
because Jill Scott and Erykah Badu had their battle on Versus, and they're being brought back up to the light. Honey, everybody needs to know about Jill Scott. But I'm going to go with eggs, because if my father would have plopped 2 more scoops of scrambled eggs on my plate on a Sunday morning and said, eat what's on your plate, I was really going to lose my mind. But now I agree. I think that we've come a long way in the culinary arts. There's a lot of different ways of preparing these things. And now I enjoy eggs, just not that slimy, you know, scrambly stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna say, just to back it up and put a button on this, the endive is like chewing bitter air.
I don't
Fight
get it,
me
Tori.
on this.
I really don't. I'll fight you, because I know. You say it to me every time I bring it in.
I don't get it. It's just you're eating nothing.
It's on the salad.
I don't care for it at all. All right, use a celery. You have got to see Kevin Hart surprise the winner of his All-In Challenge donation. Remember this? The comedian auctioned off a walk-in role in his next movie. This is hilarious. Check it out.
Henry!
Kevin, oh my,
Henry!
oh my God.
Henry! Look how close I get. Henry!
What's up?
This is big, man. This is bigger than big. This is huge. Henry, I want to congratulate you. You are a winner. You have won this particular portion of the All-In Challenge. My man, let me break this down to you. Let me get close. That's my face getting real close. Henry, you will
what'd I
be
win?
in my next movie. I repeat, you, Henry, you, look at this. You, Henry, you will be in my next movie.
Jeffrey! Why is Kevin Hart just always fun? I've seen that like 5 times and I laugh every time. He's just good. He's funny. Okay, you don't want to talk about it?
Who are you talking to?
You.
Who are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
We talking to you.
You talking to me? I'm talking to you.
Oh, well, I can't see. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Kevin Hart's hilarious. I love him. He's a great guy. Follow him on Instagram. He just seems like a guy, listen, even though he's an A-list superstar, millionaire celebrity, I don't see him that way because he's so relatable. I know he's got this giant house, but he came up, he worked his way to the top. He's energetic, he's enthusiastic, he's positive on top of all those things. So he's just one of those guys that, I mean, I really look up to Kevin Hart.
I really do too, Erica. How do you feel about him? He's like the perfect topping on anything you eat. You always could use more Kevin Hart. You know what I mean?
I watched Kevin Hart's Netflix special, Don't Bleep This Up, and it is amazing because it really goes really deep into the transparent issues, every single thing that's happened to him, good, bad, indifferent. And you see it in a very different way because you see it as a part of what it takes to get to that level and all the sacrifices and heartbreaks and scandals. And it's just so well done. So I would very much encourage people to watch it. But I love this for All-In Challenge because people donated even $10, whatever they could afford, in order to help those in need during the pandemic. And this was one of the these amazing prizes that you were kind of put into a raffle to see if you could win. So seeing this pay off like this for a normal person, I mean, how much better could that possibly get?
How do you think Henry feels about it? I'm so happy for Henry. Jeffrey, stick around. Coming up on DBL, celebrities are giving us a behind-the-scenes look at life with their kids in quarantine. Oh boy, don't miss that. And another week of DBL is in the books. We couldn't have done it without all our producers who are working from home. And Henry, we'll be right back.
Closed
Welcome back to DBL. With so many stars in quarantine and working from home, we're getting that intimate look in their lives and in many cases at their kids. Gwyneth Paltrow, my favorite, posted a rare photo of her daughter Apple on her 16th birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe it's been 16 years since
That's
Apple?
crazy.
That is weird. Along with a heartfelt post describing her as wickedly intelligent and having the best, most dry, most brilliant sense of humor. And you know what? I'm proud of that. Great job. I'm happy for Gwyneth and Apple. Meanwhile, Snoop Dogg's daughter, Corey Princess Broaddus, has become a social media star in her own right. The 20-year-old has lupus, and Snoop credits her daughter for keeping his marriage intact. Wow. And Jimmy Fallon has probably proudly put his daughters on display during the Tonight Show at Home edition. They literally took over his monologue. Take a look.
I can go to Winnie's side, and I can go to Granny's side.
There are reports that Kim Jong-un is once again missing. Well, when they heard that, North Korean officials were like, okay, we need to get one of those Bluetooth key finders and glue it to his back.
That's like the best way to do it, just be honest. Jeff, you've always been very honest. Lawson, sometimes on the show, sometimes running around. Isn't that the best way to do it?
Yeah, you know what? The audience is very savvy, Tori, including us when we're watching another program. You know when it's forced. And I don't like saying like, hey, could you get your kids in for this segment? I like when things happen naturally. I like going with the flow. I love flubs. We're live all the time. I love when things happen on air and how we deal with it. It's very transparent when things are set up. And I think Jimmy Fallon does a great job. I know you guys rag on him over there a lot, but I love Jimmy Fallon. He's very natural. He's very relatable. And, good job, Jimmy.
I gotta be honest, I don't love watching Jimmy Fallon give interviews, and I find him always laughing like, oh, cool, 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 like I'm Jimmy Fallon. But this is really cute, really clever. I'm in for it. Erica, are you in for it?
Here's the thing about quarantine TV or doing television while you're in quarantine. There are no rules, okay? You have to do what, and I mean, sometimes, because, you know, we hear from people on social media, like, why are you in this room? Why are you doing this? Especially me and my genie bottle, which is really the soundproofing for a voice studio. So, I mean, you have to do what you have to do based on the resources that you have. And if you have children, there is no game plan for them. So, hey, I'm all in for whatever.
I like it. I like that they're being open, and I think Jimmy Fallon is best when he's more natural. Not that I'm giving Jimmy Fallon advice, you know, just my 2 cents. Jeff, we will see you later in on the show. And coming up on DBL, Erica chats with Hamilton star Daveed Diggs, how his futuristic new show Snowpiercer reveals a lot about our society today.
(884) 6085 or go to gohartfordauto.com. The Bucks got your back.
Welcome back to DBL. Daveed Diggs, who played Thomas Jefferson in the hit Broadway musical Hamilton, stars in an all-new show. Snowpiercer follows Daveed's character, a working-class passenger confined to the last safe place on Earth, a forever moving train. Now, earlier I caught up with Daveed to talk about this post-apocalyptic thriller in today's Chatting with the Stars. Daveed Diggs, welcome to Daily Blast Live. I'm so excited to have you on. Now, I have to start off with a well-being check. Are you coping in a way that you could share with us, give us some advice?
Well, I think I am, first off, I think luckier than so many people. I'm safe, I'm healthy, I have a great place to be sheltered. And my family and my friends are safe. And so that I am grateful for. But I think, like everybody else, I imagine, like the days alternate from being really great to being just like riddled with anxiety and uncertainty, and sometimes it's like hard to get up. And I think, we should be accepting of that and making space for all of that, and looking for the things that give us joy.
Yesterday must have brought you some joy because Lin-Manuel Miranda just announced on Twitter that Hamilton is coming to Disney Plus 1 whole year early. Were you shocked to hear that news?
I was definitely shocked, but excited, once again, like excited for the joy that will bring people. It brings a little bit more anxiety to me. I've never had to watch myself do that. And so, and that I think was a little bit of a saving grace for me. I assume at some point I'm gonna like pull my hands away from my eyes and watch it. But so much of that experience was so joyous. So it'll be cool to relive that, and at the very least to watch everybody else's brilliant performance in that show, even if I have to close my eyes when I'm on stage.
I understand that completely. Now let's talk about Snowpiercer, because it's a sci-fi thriller about class, warfare, and social injustice. And you play the lead, Leighton Wells. What can viewers expect from the upcoming season, and what struggles will you face?
Andre Leighton is, he's a pre-freeze, the world freezing over, was a homicide detective, and now he's living in the tail, which are essentially stowaways. They're people who boarded the train in kind of a last-ditch effort to save their lives, and who have been allowed to stay there, but who don't enjoy any of the benefits of train life, And this train has a very obvious class system, starting in first class and working its way all the way back to the tail. People in first class are enjoying all the luxuries of a first class train passage.
It's interesting to me that the same themes that are playing out in Snowpiercer are also playing out in real life in our society, race and class. And we think of all of the headlines that have been coming out, including just unfortunately with Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does what good science fiction tries to do, which is make really obvious the thing that it's trying to examine. And give us a little bit of cognitive distance from it so that we can examine it, right? And I think one of the things Snowpiercer is really discussing is resource scarcity as it relates to class. And if we're in a closed system with limited resources, why is it that some people should have more access to them and enjoy greater protections of their access to them than others? And what kind of a society does that lead to? And is that the one we really want to participate in?
Well, I appreciate you being here today. And you can catch Snowpiercer every Sunday on TNT. Listen, you've been an absolute pleasure, and thank you for chatting with us. I just absolutely adore you. And we'll be right back.
Promotional consideration.
Welcome back to DBL. A lot of us have had to cancel or postpone summer travel plans because of the coronavirus, leading many to wonder, when will it be safe to fly again? Well, we're chatting about it in today's DBL Drive, sponsored by who, y'all?
Car Shield.
Thank you. The couple of people I know here. Right now, the biggest concern is inside the plane. So say you touch a potentially contaminated object like a seatbelt or a tray, and then you touch your face, you could get the virus. You also have to think about other passengers on the plane. Keeping your distance is crucial. Bottom line, experts say it is still best to avoid all unnecessary air travel until one of two things happen: a vaccine is developed or the virus stops actively circulating. When it comes to travel, for peace of mind, get an auto protection plan with Car Shield. Car Shield protects their members from the high cost of auto repairs. Call 1-800-505-9619 for a free quote. Jeff, you hate the airlines. Are you going to fly soon? When's your next trip? You think you'll go soon?
No, you know what? I would love to, Tori, but I don't see it in my future anytime soon. I think it's a sign of the times right now. You have to stay safe, and unless it's an emergency, at least for me, this is my personal choice. I'm not going to get on an airplane and risk anything for me or my family, especially to go visit my parents who are a little bit older. I don't want to bring anything to them and vice versa, them coming here. So I'm going to sit tight for a little while.
I'm 100% with you. My mom's immunocompromised. I can't go. But Erica, you?
Yeah, we've had the same conversation. And at first I was like, well, maybe if we did this or did that. But I'm like, well, we'd still be coming into the home with all of our stuff.
It's not worth it right now.
Unfortunately,
it's not. Well, stay safe, stay laughing. Thanks, Jeff. DBL is new every day. We'll be back same place, same time next week. Bye, guys.